So we're gonna start on this restroom because it needs to be done. You see, obviously the mirror. I know it's not mirroring as it should, but yeah, the rest of it it's not too bad. But we still need to start with on it. So yeah, let's get on it.
What about MJ?
Just a whole lot. Alright, peeps, so while I'm cleaning, I'm going to be telling y'all 5 things about motherhood that I learned. Number 1, it changes you. Motherhood changes your thought process. It changes your dreams that you thought you wanted, and your body, beliefs, and just morals. When I became a mother, I knew that I would have to change or even compromise or give up things that I once wanted or, thought I wanted. But with my thought process, I put my baby first. I put her before pretty much everything or consider her in every decision that I make, whether it's taking a new job or moving to a certain area or like going out and how long I'll be staying out if I ever do decide to do that, or just like meeting up and doing certain things just to hang out. Like, I consider her in everything. As far as my dreams that I wanted, my dreams has always been up in the air, but I noticed, like, say for instance, I've always wanted to work in criminology, or that whole police thing. And being an investigator, I came to realize that that would not allow me to spend time with her or even watch her grow up, as I do want to be involved in her life and make sure that she's, safe, comfortable, and just all those amazing things. And if I were to pursue that, it would be hard for me to be with her or even connect with her on an emotional level as I would like to. And then my values and beliefs, they pretty much just made me hone in and actually stay true to like my standards that I have when it comes to people and my expectations of them. And if they don't, abide by it, then it's okay to like not be afraid to cut them off. Sorry if you hear her. But and then as far as, your body, that changes physically. Like, it took me a while to fully feel myself. I'll say like a year and a half, because I still did have pain from when I laughed or anything, even though I did give a natural birth. Number 2, it brings up resolved and unresolved trauma wounds. Now, for this one, I put it becomes mentally fogged. Like, your mental can be like really foggy. Say if you're like thinking about stuff, like it'll be hard for you to think about the specific thing that you want to remember, or even if you're doing something, you'll easily get sidetracked just because you got so much that you're trying to do at once. Begin to question, if you're doing the right thing, whether it's working enough, like, or if you can be doing more, if you're spending enough time with them, even though like you're literally with them 24/8. I just question, is this right by her? Is this a decision I feel like it would help her later on in life? Is it worth it going through the mental stress of showing up or being there when people aren't, just every little thing. And then lastly, it forces you to reflect on hurtful events, even if at the time you thought you healed or was healed and it didn't bother you. Okay, so this past week, I'm just gonna say a lot of things just started to get to me or seep up when I thought I was completely, healed or done from and stuff that I went through. I just felt like it could have been solved sooner if I would have just, spoke up. But even if I spoke up, I felt like it would have still harmed me in a way, because, breaking up a happy home or just breaking up a home and ruining everyone else's lives, I felt like, and, just having that weight on having to fix relationships when it wasn't even my fault or my relationships to be fixing, you know. A kid shouldn't have to feel like that. So I've been working through that and healing, working on how to navigate through that, because I don't want her to feel like whenever I do, you know, get in another relationship or any type of relationship, whether it's platonic, family, friends, you know, co-parenting, I don't want her to feel like she has to be the reason or somehow fix that relationship like, you know, I did. So, and number 3, motherhood really strengthens all of your weaknesses. Like, for example, my time management, organizational skills, and lack of boundaries that's set in place. So as far as time management, you know, I was not the best person when it came to time management. I'm going to admit that. You know, I had some strong points some days, and then other days I'm like, okay, yeah, procrastinate. But now, like, although her sleeping schedule, she has a sleeping schedule, but does she stick to it every night? No, because, you know, sleep regression and all that other stuff, which account for. But for the most part, time management has been a really big thing, especially when it comes to the mornings. Our mornings are fast, gotta go, you know. At night, she has a strict night routine. I have her clothes laid out. She has a bath by like 5:36. Normally she eats around 5:15. If not, some days if I get in late, then it will be like 6:30. That's the latest she'll eat. And then other than that, what I do, playtime, we read, and she play with her box, and then boom, like bedtime. Organizational skills. As you can see, my room does get messy for the most part. You know, I have a 2-year-old. What the heck? But as far as that, like, I'm very organized when it comes to like making sure her stuff is in place, where her educational stuff, her shoes, her actual toys, you know, her backpack and stuff is ready, or even just my stuff that I used to have just lingering everywhere. I have to be strategic on where I leave it and went, like, you know, around that, because it can easily get lost. The lack of boundaries, I'm gonna say it's pretty much obvious. You know, I used to be a people pleaser, or just not have that many boundaries, or just always used to slack on my boundaries. I'm gonna say that. And I let a lot of things slide, especially when I shouldn't have let it slide. So when I noticed when I gave birth, I really like stand 10 toes down on that, because I don't want her growing up thinking it's okay to let people, you know, walk all over you, or just not respect your boundaries that you set in place and think it's okay to get, you know, played in her face or whatever. It really forces you to have boundaries. And it also, I'm gonna add like a little disclaimer, when you do have boundaries, it really allows you to protect your peace. And so which goes into my 4th reason, boundaries. It will force you to, you know, set boundaries in place, as I just mentioned. It forces you to be okay with being uncomfortable. Now, one of those things is, I noticed change has always been hard for me in a way, but as I became an adult, I realized it was actually easier for me to adapt, and I actually like change. However, the timing as to when I like it and whatnot, that's not, you know, always the best. But I've grown to be okay with being uncomfortable, and that's honestly what adulthood is about, and life in general. So that's number 4, and that brings it. And then lastly, last but not least, honorable mention, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and comment down below if you like this so far. Put a giraffe in the chat so I know that you're still here. But the number 5, we're gonna say it brings out your creativeness. Like, motherhood, it literally challenges you creatively. You have to come up with different ways to do a lot of things. Like, whenever, right now, our issue is whenever she gets in the car, she does not want to get in her seat. She's, you know, fighting and all this other stuff. So I've just, this whole week, been doing different things. I had her baby doll and try to do that a separate way so she can, you know, oh, baby first, safety first, and all this. And then she'll do it, and then after that she's like, okay, now my turn. But then that only lasted for 2 days before she's like, okay, no baby first, no safety first, no this. So then I'm like, okay, I have to come up with a different way. So now, like today, I ended up hugging her, and just so she can get in her seat, and that worked. So honestly, like, you just gotta pull any and everything out, or even just come up with different things that you never thought would work. And yeah, but in the midst of it, honestly, motherhood, it's it's a lot, okay? It's a blessing, it's a curse, it's all of that, but it's something I wouldn't trade, you know. I was built for it, and I was put here for a reason. That's my equal love. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. If you want a part 2, be sure to comment down below and look at me a little hopefully. But alright, that's enough of me. Until next time, peace. I said thank you.